You have 25 days left. Cue the fire. Well, that is if you are into, say, filling up your car, or maybe you have a truck that runs on diesel. And I just say, why don't you just buy an electric like my wife? And then your friends can send you funny pictures of your car. And trust me when I say this, range anxiety is a true thing. It is horrific, but not as horrific as what Bill Halter is saying about the stock market. He says, I don't know, somewhere the crash, 1987, it's going to make 87 blush. And he says this entire shot hole is coming down in about 11:30. And England, total dumpster fire. How long did the prime minister last? Was that 44 days? Probably that's probably more days than you could last without alcohol. And for those of you that say I never come bearing good news, that is not true. I have a good one for you today. That Vlad and the mirror, right? Is that like chive? Putin tried to this is good news. He tried to detonate nuke, but his plans were sabotaged, insider claims. Look at this good news. Also, Jeff Snyder, was it yesterday, posted, I think I talked about it a little bit, but I want to dive into it more deeply. Every Wednesday, they post numbers on what banks need money. Well, it's looking like '08 all over again. But the good news is we get to make money from this, I think. And you want to know something? I think Yellen might even pivot. Oh, so that means the bond market. We'll take a look at that. First things first, breaking news. UK Prime Minister Liz. Never give up, Liz. Never give up.
Mr. Speaker, I am a fighter and not a quitter. I have acted in the national interest to make sure that we have economic stability.
Can you imagine? I mean, the clown show, more cheers, more like who's next? I literally feel like that was teaching high school, like all over again. I'm pretty sure Neil and Michael already beat me. Yep, they already beat me. They can, since they're on that other side, well, Michael's way over on that other side. Neil's closer to that, so maybe he'll do a UK has fallen also. And actually, Michael's pulling the Johnny Bravo look right. That's a good one. But now on to our clown world. Forget oil. The real crisis is diesel. Diesel inventories. The U.S., hey, has 25 days left. As the story points out, we have what's called emergency reserves, only to be used in an emergency election year, right? If gas prices are too high, you gotta sell all. That is the craziest thing. I'm sure CNN will put it up. Biden promises to buy oil at some point, unknown, in the future. He may or may not, but right now he is certainly draining 1 million barrels of emergency U.S. energy lifeblood just to buy votes? Politicians? High gas prices? I thought that's what it was for. But it looks like we've went from one oil crisis into the next. The crisis gripping the U.S. diesel market is getting out of hand as demand is surging while supplies remain at the lowest seasonal level for this time of the year ever, according to government data released Wednesday. There's data, or that is just Karen with multicolored hair running through the park. You're just seeing her hair. The main point in this story, according to the EIA, the U.S. now has just 25 days of diesel supply. That's it. Hey, just like '08. It was actually a good year if you know how to trade markets. Oh, this is a better chart. Here we go. Right into the hair. And actually, who are we going to blame for this? I know, Putin. Yeah, Trump or Putin. Just pick one. And I don't know why we just can't move our entire trucking industry into electric. You know, you have people like this guy trying to help out the environment. Nikola, EV company founder, charged 3 counts of fraud. What's a billion? We just fact check it. Yep, 1B fraud. That'd be a lot of money. For those of you that are trading this stock, you were warned in 2020 when they're like, look at this truck perform, being pushed downhill with nothing in it. was that September 2020. This was kind of the canary in the coal mine. You were clearly being catfished. Not a good time to go all in. And I say, well, at least we have breaking news, Tesla. Right? Tesla's still good. Tesla, no, not good. Oh, maybe you should have taken out that short position with me, which I actually took out that short position. That was September 30th. Just put it in there just in case it breaks. Can my finger, dang it, get my finger in there, right in the hole. Okay, right there. I'm like, if it breaks and it got triggered, right there. And some of you are like, oh, that's not true. You're just saying this after the fact. I'm like, it was even in my course. Which I never short Tesla, except for that. And it's even I labeled it don't be stupid. And correction, it was not the don't be stupid where I was calling out Kathy Wood. It was this one. Cue the fire. And yes, I even watched myself on 2-speed. See, it was in there. Also, grab this course now. It's $200. You'll never see this price again. And tonight I'm filming CM Williams, so you can know when the bottom is. And for me, the bottom of Tesla, I said I'm going to exit 50% right there. The next 50% is going to be at that blue line. When it's all said and done, you take $1 million. If you got 1 million, you learn how to trade, and your 1 million is up by almost 26%. That would be $260,000. I think you could go buy a Tesla with that. And just in case you wanted to know why I'm exiting 50, that's called, it's in the course, support. Right there, it's going to find support, which it did. And some of you are like, well, how do you, what's this one then? Oh, you want to see? Here, that would also be more support. But then after that blue line, all hell breaks loose on Tesla because there is relatively no buying. Well, make another 25%. But hold on here, I'll measure it for you right there. Okay, 17%, 18, 19. Could pull it. Let's pull it down to, missed it by that much. But guys, look at this zone on Tesla. That's like 2 candles. This is a nothing zone. Turn on my volume profile. See, nothing. It goes, oh, find support. Cuts down all the way down to here. But I need you taking advantage of markets going down. Not everyone asks me, when I'm out in the community. So what's a good, what's something good to invest in? I'm kind of waiting just for the bottom. Okay, all right. If I haven't heard that 12 trillion times, trust me, at the bottom, no one's there. Everyone's think it's going to go lower. Weeks away from whole shat house coming down. Holter warns this crash will make 1987 blush. And I'm excited because I have my popcorn ready. This is actually from Greg. Greg interviewed him. Greg owns USA Watchdog. He was on YouTube until YouTube said, you can't be our watchdog. But basically, Bill is telling you everything that Johnny Bravo is telling you with the Fed. And also, okay, let's dive into what the Fed is doing and what Janet just warned she's going to do. It was actually remarks that she had made. Remarks by Secretary of Treasury Janet Yellen at Bretton Woods. Oh, I was just there a month ago. But she is actually going to circumvent the Fed right now because Jerome is doing this whole thing bass-ackwards, and he's tightening when he should be loosening. You loosen when you're tightened. Janet's like, hey, I did this in 2000. I'm going to do it again. What is happening right now is the whole world is starving for money, starving for dollars. They're starving for collateral, and they're not getting it. So it could be in the next week or two, you see banks going, that was it. It was a good game. And this is exactly what happened in 2008. This has to do with the swap lines. I don't want to go into it, but and also Jamie Dimon, all these guys, all the banksters are saying, we can't tread water any longer. And so now they're running to the swap line saying, we need pristine collateral. And it's always been zero. No one's been there. No one cares. Everything's fine. The Fed's burr. Everything's okay. You're okay. I'm okay. Same thing happened in 2008. All of a sudden, it was like there were no dealers showing up, and then there was a few. And then it got more and more. And every Wednesday we get to find out, but we don't know who the dealers are. It's secret. Banks are secretive, kind of like the Federal Reserve Bank, which really isn't even a bank. They really have shareholders, but we don't know that. That's all secret. Anyways, right now you have 11 billion, which I know you're like, that's an accounting error. Well, the last one that collapsed the system, the great financial collapse, that was 20 billion, roughly 23 billion, and it all goes down. So you're seeing the same thing happened in '08. It's happening now. Next Wednesday, we get to see the numbers of what banks are begging. And I have a sneaking suspicion that the one that went from a 20 to 3,000 to 6,000 to 11,000, I'm going to guess 20 billion. My apology if I said 1,000. It's a billion. Also, you want to know what it's going to take to flip the bond market back? That would be Janet saying, you know what? We'll buy them like we did in 2000. And this is TLT. This is the bond market, which that would have been a really good trade on that Head and Shoulders if you were to have right-clicked sell. Then you could have made money on this. But if you were an investor, and I talk about this in my course, I got a lot of people that are investors. Just tell me when the bottom. Okay, in the bond market, TLT, you see this green? Yes. It's the bottom. Well, not exactly the tippy top bottom, but look at this. This is like the trade of the century. And this is not financial advice. We only paper trade on this channel. But the opportunity, kind of like when oil was at zero or negative, and people are like, oh gosh, I'm not touching that. That's at zero. The bond market has never done this. And once Janet's like, I'm going to buy them, then everyone's like, well, let's buy them before she buys them. This is easy money. And let me just turn on a couple more indicators. I mean, I could turn on RSI. Guys, we're in the most oversold ever, but that will change because all the psychopaths, these trillion-dollar psychopaths that run the world, they're like, I can't be down 20% on my portfolio. Oh no. Janet, you better fix this since your brother Jerome over there isn't playing friendly. Look how deep on Lux Algo. This is your, I'm an investor, I'm going to buy. Also, see my blue line? That is you are, as Biden would say, that's like a quarter of an inch away from that Head and Shoulder price target. Also, just to let you know, I hate the bond market. I hate the dollar. I hate that they turn paper into money. I hate all of that, but I'm going to use my knowledge to click a button, then to be able to buy whatever I want in life, because that's what money is supposed to do. You're supposed to use it to buy the things that you need. Not spend your entire life arguing about what money is. Because I can tell you that in jail, their money is different than what you would call money. Trust me, they're not in there going, okay, so I'll trade you 1 bar of gold for that pack of cigarettes. No, cigarettes is money in jail. I didn't create the system. I did not create what you guys wanted to be money. Bitcoin, paper, gold, silver. I just take all of it and I trade it to buy the things that I want. I don't care if you guys want seashells. I would be down. Like, I use this snowball of collecting more digits to buy things like houses that go on sale. And I do. I always put my money where my mouth is. When I got out of everything, I told you when I did. I told you where I move. I told you where I'm building. Like everything. Now, there's going to be so many opportunities now, again, to buy, and then so many opportunities to sell. I mean, look, just right around my block, we have housing being cut $65K, $55K, $50,000. And I love it. And also, just to let you know, the housing market is about 20% of our economy. I could be totally wrong on that. I think I got that from Kevin. They're like, bring us an offer. We haven't seen someone in 2 months. Bring us your offer event happening now. We're going to give you 50 grand, cut another 50 grand off. And I say, that's great. You do all of that. It is not time yet. I mean, there will come a time that I will be a buyer of real estate. There will come a time that I will be a buyer of this and a buyer of that. But everything has its time. Also, for the 9th time, I forgot to ask you to hit a like or subscribe. If you could, I would love it, and I will see you tomorrow.